Hey guys, we're back with a property tour this week. We're in Brooklyn at 313 Troy Avenue. We're meeting my friend Jessica White. She's selling this beautiful townhouse behind me, but she also did the interior designing. She didn't stage it. She designed all of the finishes in the house. So she's giving us the time today. She's gonna go over how the house looked before and what she did to design this house. So I'm so excited to show you this. Let's come take a look. Jessica's gonna see us in a sec. Jessica's with Corker. I've known Jessica for many years. Hello.
Hey, D. Welcome to my crib. It's not actually my house, but it can be yours.
It could for $255.
Let's go. Let me show you around. Come on in. We're gonna give you the juice. We're gonna tell you about what inspired the home.
Yeah.
I worked very closely with this developer. We put our brains together and we came up with what I think is an incredible space.
How experienced is the developer?
Oh, he's so experienced.
Yeah.
We've worked together for probably the last 8 years.
Yeah.
He's done condominiums, he's done landmark townhouse renovations. He's so talented.
Yeah.
I think where we pushed this design out of the box was with the colors, the color choices, the tiles, the design. I was able to have a hand in it. So both of us working on this, it came out to be a really beautiful home.
And you guys always troll me in the comments about how a lot of these new construction or gut renovated spaces are cookie cutter. This is not cookie cutter, especially because Jess designed
It is not cookie cutter. It's anything but cookie cutter. We paid a lot of respect to the original architecture of the home. We didn't want to make it different. We wanted to keep the originality in it, but add a modern twist. So we're located in Crown Heights, Brooklyn right now. This is a row house. It's a barrel front row house. It's set back from the property line. And this main level here has an extension that was original. The extension gives this floor 66 feet of depth.
That's crazy. Most houses are like 50 feet long, just to put that in perspective.
But it's 20 by 66, and I think it feels a lot wider once you're in the space. You have an owner's duplex with 4 beds, 2.5 baths, over a garden rental. You could supplement your mortgage with that rental downstairs. By the way, guys, Jason Saff, like we love Jason Saff. He's an interior designer. He did all the staging here. But just walk us through like the finishes. So originally, this foyer wasn't even here. So what we did was we decided to create a foyer so that there's a little bit of a barrier between the main entrance and the front. Very traditional. A lot of these homes have that. So we decided to create the foyer just to kind of add a separation of space. This is all the original shape. The barrel front property allowed us to put these windows in. We put Anderson windows. As you can see, we're on a main street here in Crown Heights, but you don't hear a thing in the home. We did spray foam insulation throughout. So as we created the space, we added some moldings, which are very traditional to the home. We added modern light fixtures. We added medallions on those light fixtures. We did herringbone floors. We opened up the floor plan so it has a nice big flow. And then when we got to the dining area, what's really typical in these homes is that you see right by the staircase, they do the powder room. And that's something that I was really against when we were going through the architectural plans and going back and forth with the developer here. And I said, I really think that we should push the powder room off to the extension that's in the house. You don't want where you're sitting and having dinner and then the restroom is right there.
It's just like bad feng shui.
Exactly. The other thing that we were thinking about when we were laying out, originally we had where the kitchen was going to span all the way across. And my thought was, okay, we have this dining room. It's all open concept. How do we make it a room without making it an actual room with sheetrock and closing it off? And so my idea was to end the kitchen where it's at now and add a coffee bar. And what we did with the coffee bar is, like, again, paying homage to the barrel front and the roundedness of the front of the architecture of the home, we did archways. So I remember when we first came in, everything was framed, and I remember walking with the developer and we were talking about, we were laying out and taping kind of where the 12-foot island was gonna go.
That's crazy. You said 12 feet?
12 feet.
Like typically what islands are like 6 to 9?
Like, so we have a 12-foot island and it's still so much space.
How much do you think that island costs?
You know?
Too much.
Too much money. We did a thicker slab. We had our fabricator just beef it up to make it a little bit nicer. So it was very expensive.
What is typically, like, what do you consider expensive?
Expensive for countertops? I mean, it depends, but the countertops here are probably $20,000. It really depends on the material you're using. Are you using marble? Are you using the finishing, the fabricator? So all of those things come into play.
And you guys went with quartz, right?
We went with quartz, but what I did was I actually went to the stone yard and I went through all of the different quartz because we didn't want it to look artificial. We wanted it to look the closest to natural stone as possible without the maintenance.
Where was the original kitchen?
The original kitchen, honestly, it's so hard to tell you because There were walls everywhere.
Yeah.
The kitchen originally was back here, but there was a long hallway and it was just rooms and chopped up.
So
it was interesting.
If you guys are not familiar with like Brooklyn townhouses, like I've grown up in a Brooklyn townhouse where it's like railroad style, so you literally have just walls everywhere and bedrooms. And the reason why it was like that, when a lot of like immigrants have come to this country, they had really big families, so they used to house like 4 people per bedroom. So they needed a hallway to separate the bedrooms, and they shared the bathroom. So a lot of these townhouses did not look like that, and it takes a lot of money to actually like gut it out.
Depending on the level of renovation you do, you're talking about anywhere from $700,000 to $1.5 million. This particular kitchen was imported. So we imported these kitchens from Italy.
Oh, from Italy. And then I love the brass fixtures. Like I'm
I'm
obsessed with brass
you
fixtures.
want to add some warmth, you know? Our cabinets are like a taupey color. We thought about the design, we thought about what we wanted people to feel when they come through the home. And we wanted to exude luxury and comfort. We wanted to feel like a home. And I think that in these houses, they do these stark whites and they do like these really like bright colors, and that's not really what we want in our home.
What appliances did you guys go with?
So we did Bertazzoni appliances. We did a 48-inch paneled ready fridge.
Do you know how much this fridge costs?
$12,000. The vent, it's a custom vent. We put in the insert, but the vent was made by our contracting team.
Oh wow, I mean they did a great job. And you guys added the pot filler.
We did a pot fill. I mean, it's essential. And then going back into this space, again, this is where when I first came in and it was framed out and we were working on the kitchen, I told the developer we need an archway. It just adds a level of like originality. It's a good blend of old and new.
You have a breakfast nook. It's like this is so cool.
So it's a perfect place to unwind and have a cup of coffee in the morning. We wanted it to be a moment. And so Jason Saff with Stage to Sell really took it to the next level. His staging, he came in and he made it feel exactly what we envisioned this home was going to be.
I feel like Architectural Digest should be here.
So back here, it was a big space, so I decided with the developer that we were going to split the space and we were going to make it half a pantry and half a powder room. And so with the powder room, we did Calicata Viola stone sink. We did brass fixtures, and I really wanted the sink to be the statement piece here, so I decided that we were going to go moody, and so we did this gorgeous brown color from Benjamin Moore, and I think it really elevated the space.
I love it. That's beautiful. Then it leads out to the backyard.
The backyard has a deck. It's a nice sized garden. And we did beautiful landscaping around the perimeter of the fence. And we did some stones. We didn't want to do too much outside. The house is completely done. And we wanted them to be able to add their own personal touch. And I think that's where they're going to be able to do it.
All right, guys. So there's more house. So she's gonna lead the way upstairs.
3,600 square feet of house. So with the staircase, again, the other decision we made with the staircase is for it to be a winding staircase. We wanted, because it's such an expansive space, and if you're hosting and you're having family, we wanted upstairs to feel like a haven. Its own area, quiet, tucked away, and private. The exposed brick, this was all the developer.
Oh, really?
When we unmasked and we did the demolition and he saw this wall, he was going to restore it. And he kept it. We didn't seal it. We left it in its original condition. You know, we had a couple of places where we had to repair and fix it, but I think it's beautiful.
All right, now we see the bedrooms. This land is so cool though. I love what Jason did, like making this an office.
We didn't want wasted space anywhere in the house. When Jason South came through, he thought it was a great space for a work from home.
He's just like, he's a genius. He's that.
He knows how to style these places. So really, it's gorgeous. So right across from this landing, we have the secondary bathroom. And here we did beautiful colored tile. We decided to make it playful. We wanted to make it fun, but we wanted it to keep it elevated. The tiling in here was very difficult. We kept going back and forth because we have 11 feet ceilings. So you don't want to bring the tile all through every wall because it'll feel very tight. It'll feel overpowered. So we chose this beautiful powder blue tile, kept the muted soft color floor tile. We did just the back shower wall, and then we brought the floor tile up halfway. And this is a real primary bedroom. It's gorgeous. Jason did a phenomenal job staging.
And this is a king size bed, right?
This is a king size bed. You have 2 end tables, couch, and what's even nicer is this little room here that can function as a dressing room, a walk-in closet, if you need an additional work from home space, because so many of us have changed the way we live and the way we work. It's really a beautiful space and you can do whatever you want with it. The bathroom is probably my favorite bathroom in the entire house.
Yeah.
So we did a beautiful green tile and we did a stark contrast with a very veiny floor tile. So I think they play really nice together. We tied it in with warm brass fixtures and we did a wood vanity. And it's a double vanity and you have a double shower.
Yeah.
We also wanted to keep swing space to a minimum, so we decided to install a pocket door. 2 closets. Again, you can never have enough closets.
Nope.
It's a premium in New York City.
Yep.
Now this is really special. So we had this area, and what we did was created an actual laundry room, which is a rarity.
Yeah.
It's not complete yet. We have to install the washer dryer, but there's plenty of room for cabinetry. You can store your stuff. You can put a folding table. It's a real space. It's not just a closet.
And it's nice to have it here on the bedroom floors.
Oh yeah.
Because like if you're a mom, right? Like
Oh
to
my gosh.
carry stuff up and down.
It's
just
terrible.
like
We also decided to put tile, we put drainage, we really thought about everything.
Yeah.
The ceiling height up here, as I mentioned, is like 11 feet. We did tall doors.
Yeah.
Those little details make a big difference.
Yeah. We didn't touch on this downstairs, but this is a house of entertainment. They put like surround sound speakers.
Yeah, we have Sonos throughout,
Yeah.
architectural Sonos speakers in the walls, in the ceilings.
Yeah.
You can play in every room of the house.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Sapp curated these really cute kid rooms and made them fun. And I just think people are gonna walk through this home and they're gonna envision their family living here.
I keep pointing this out, but the curvature of the windows, I mean, it's just, I love it because you could just do so much more with the room.
You get a lot of light.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You know, we're in winter right now, so
Yeah.
the trees are bare.
Yeah.
But in the spring, summer,
Yeah.
you're gonna have these beautiful branches because there's big mature trees outside in the
Yeah.
front and the back.
Yeah.
So it's gonna frame your windows.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like art. I always tell my clients, if you wanna buy a house, let's look in the winter.
Yeah.
Because the lighting isn't the best.
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna see the house in its absolute worst.
Yeah.
And it can only get better from there. So we have this other bedroom, again, very cute kid room. Every room has closets.
Yeah.
The closets are big.
And I love these, I was mentioning this to you yesterday, I love these handles. Like these little details, like
So
you
these
don't,
handles,
we don't see that.
the developer
Yeah.
shows these handles, and I was so happy when I came and I saw them on the doors.
We walk through a lot of properties with developers and a lot of developers don't allow you to do this or they wouldn't even think of it.
We really decided that this was gonna be cozy, warm.
Yeah. Before we shot the video, we're like sitting down doing work and we're just like, oh, I'm like, I want to take a nap now. It just feels so homey.
Yeah, it's great. We did central heating and cooling.
Yeah.
It's nice and warm.
Yeah.
The colors, it evokes like a tranquility and you just want to rest.
And it's so quiet even though you're on a main street. Like,
I mean, let's just be quiet for a second.
pin drop quiet.
You don't hear anything. But that's all thanks to the developer. We're going the extra level of spray foam insulation and really, really taking the extra steps to make sure that although we're on a busy road, you don't hear anything.
Yeah. All right, so there's more, guys. You still have the rental unit, like we mentioned earlier, but there's a few special elements about this rental unit that Jess designed, and she's gonna walk me through that also.
So the rental unit, when we were designing it originally in the plan, the kitchen, as you can see here, now has an island. That wasn't the original plan. The original plan was for it to be an L shape, which is pretty typical in the rental units.
We call it basic. It's so basic. Like usually these developers, they spend all of the money in the owner's duplex. So in the rental unit, they usually do the lowest cost option.
When we were doing the house,
Yeah.
I went even deeper. I was like, let's look at the rental comps. Let's look at what our competitors look
Yeah.
like, because we want to build a rental that's highly rentable.
Yeah.
Whoever buys this is going to be able to get the maximum rent.
Exactly.
So here we did the peninsula off the wall. We decided to move the back part of the kitchen on this end and keep this entryway open because this could function as a formal dining. So you can put a table, you can have bench seating, chairs, living room, kitchen. It has 3 separate places and I think it functions better.
The ceiling height is a nice size.
Yeah, so we have just under 9 feet here.
Yeah, usually you have 7 to 8.
You know, we were thinking about the buyer here. The buyer's gonna buy this home, we want them to be able to maximize on their investment. And the rental's gonna be subsidizing a good portion of the rent.
Yeah, 'cause we're
a good portion of the mortgage rather.
Yeah, because we're 20% down, we calculated it was like around $13,000 per month. So you said you could rent this, what, like around 4K?
I would say somewhere between, I would say $3,500.
Okay, so that's, $3,500 that the purchaser would be saving per month.
Right.
But they're getting a massive 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath duplex with backyard space for less than $10,000, which you can't get that at Brooklyn.
No. Yeah. So again, with the bathrooms, we wanted to play a little bit with color. We wanted it to feel playful but sophisticated. We decided to do all of the black finishes. We decided to do a beautiful powder, colorful tile, and then we added the terrazzo tile, which adds texture. This is laundry, and then we have 2 massive closets in the hallway. So instead of leaving this as dead space like they normally do, we decided to get closets. Now this is one of the 2 bedrooms available.
Massive.
It's massive, and I will say the jewel of this apartment is the fact that we were able to put in walk-in closets in every bedroom. In Ladies Village, this is a bedroom.
Because usually like these rentals, they only have like this amount of space for the closet.
So here again, this is a 2nd bedroom and a nice walk-in closet. It's not as big as the other one, but it's decent, it's beautiful. You have enough space to play with. If you wanted to customize this, you could make it an L-shaped closet and have plenty of hanging and shelves.
Jess, thank you so much
for
touring us to this
coming.
house.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
And not only Jess is an awesome agent, but she also put her heart and soul into this house. She's a superhero. I always call her superhero. She's super mom, super agent, super everything. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you guys made it this far in this video, thank you for joining us on this property tour. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week.
And share it with everyone you know who wants to live in a beautiful home in Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
We're gonna drop the link below.